I am presenting a case of 91-year-old lady who presented with history of giddiness followed by fall and lower backache for 1 week. She had severe non-radiating pain. However, there was no weakness, bowel, bladder incontinence or sensory symptoms. She was evaluated in the spine department and was found to have L1 vertebral fracture, which was managed conservatively. She was referred for further management. There was no history of weight loss, altered bowel habits, postmenopausal bleeding, or chronic cough. She was diagnosed to have diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and primary hypothyroidism, for which she was on regular treatment. She was also postmenopausal.
Audio, audio is not there. No, 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 no. Yeah, now it's come. Audio.
Start from the beginning.
Please, no, no, no. It's
However,
okay.
there was no focal neurological deficits. On her baseline investigation was normal except for the normocytic anemia. Her calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D levels were also within normal limit. Chest X-ray was normal. X-ray lumbar spine. As you can see, it showed features of osteoporosis and also she had a compression fracture at the L1 vertebrae. She also had a calcified aorta, which is a common finding in an elderly population. BMD at the femoral neck showed T-score of -1.2, which was suggestive of osteopenia. However, BMD at the lumbar spine was normal with a positive C-score. The lateral DEXA scan, which showed a T-score of -3, which was suggestive of osteoporosis. So this is a slide which showed a comparison between AP DEXA and lateral DEXA scan. As you can see in the AP DEXA scan that her T-score is 0.7, which is in the normal range. But however, in the lateral DEXA scan, the T-score has become -3. So why did this happen? As I shown in the previous X-ray, she had a calcified aorta. In the AP DEXA scan, this calcified aorta interfered with the bone densitometric measurement. So she had a falsely high value of BMD and high T-score. But in the lateral DEXA scan, we excluded the aorta and we did the bone densitometric measurement. So we got a T-score of -3, which was the actual T-score of this patient and was suggestive of osteoporosis. So the false positive report of DEXA scan in her case was because of the calcified aorta, which interfered with the bone densitometric measurement and which gave a falsely high value. So just a few slides on discussion. Prevalence of osteoporosis in India among post-menopausal women is around 40 to 50%. The gold standard method to assess the BMD is DEXA. But in India, there is limited scanners, DEXA scanners are available for a population of 150 million at risk. As you all know, the T-score for diagnosing osteoporosis is the T-score of less than or equal to -2.5. But however, in patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus, you can have falsely high BMD values. This can underestimate the prevalence of osteoporosis among patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus. This is an ISBMR clinical practice guideline on whom to be screened with DEXA scan in Indian setting. As you all know, the women aged 65 and older and men aged 70 and older, regardless of their clinical risk factors, has to be screened for osteoporosis. And also the younger postmenopausal women, if they have specific risk factors such as low body weight, prior low trauma fracture, or if they are on high risk medications such as steroids, has to be screened. And also adults with condition that predispose them to have secondary osteoporosis also has to be screened for osteoporosis. So what are the causes of false positive and false negative reports of DEXA scan? So false positive report, that falsely high BMD values can occur among patients if the patient has got degenerating changes such as calcification of the ligaments of the spine, or if they have a healed fracture, avascular necrosis, bone forming metastasis, or calcified aorta, or if they have presence of any metal clips followed by surgery. So false negative values can occur if they have a laminectomy defect or if they have a lytic lesions. So in case of high index of suspicion, what can we do? To do an X-ray of the spine or lateral DEXA or vertebral fracture assessment, that is BFA, using bone densitometry. So aortic calcification, like in our patient, this is a very common finding in elderly, and this can occur around 30% of the elderly population. So what is the effect of aortic calcification on BMD measurement? There was a recent ex vivo study of cadavers that showed removal of aorta can lead to average decrease in BMD by 5%. Back to our patients, her bone turnover markers were high, so she was initiated on bisphosphonate and calcitonin nasal spray, which she symptomatically improved. She was continued on calcium and cholecalciferol supplements, and family members were educated on fall prevention. So, in conclusion, just a simple take-home message, that is in elderly patient, especially those who are post-menopausal, presenting with low backache and suspected bone fragility, BMD exam alone may not be accurate. You have to consider artifacts, presence of diabetes, presence of calcification, and in such circumstances, X-ray lateral spine, lateral DEXA, and BFA has to be included as a part of evaluation. To thank Dr. Thomas sir and medicine team for this opportunity to speak again in clinical meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Anis. One learning point in this case is when you order DEXA in people above 60 years, you always expect minus. If you find normal or positive, please do X-ray lateral spine or lateral DEXA to rule out any causes Dr. Anis mentioned, like aortic calcification, degenerative changes like that. So that is the lesson in this. I'll just ask the other faculty any questions or any discussion points.
So this is Tarun George from medicine.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
I just want to clarify whether we always do only anterior, and is lateral done only if requested? And
Yeah.
two is there any situation where in which you have a lateral hyper and an anterior hypo, the reverse of what we saw today?
Correct. So by protocol, we are supposed to do only AP because that is the standard by the densitometry guideline. So unless specifically we need a normative data, which we don't have. In this case, we know it is patient is osteoporotic. That's the reason we did. There is no protocol available. Second, when we have a lateral, yes, when there is a problem with pedicles, it is not fully able to exclude. There is a calcification, like in a dish where it can involve the lateral aspect also. There also you can get falsely high BMD, even if you do in the lateral DEXA. So answer to the first is we don't have a protocol, but we do on a case-to-case basis.
Thank you, sir. Very clear. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I was audible.
Can you get your laptop? Really? It's okay. They can't access. I don't know. Disconnect the laptop. Keep it disconnected.
Are they asking questions?
It's a sorry answer.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear it.
Anything? Still you can't hear.
So, any other question? Okay. Any from the students? Any questions? Any question from the students? Okay. So if there is no other further question, we'll move on to the next case. Thank you, Dr. Anis. We'll go to the next case from Medicine 5. A perilous poison by Dr. Sakshi. And the consultant in charge is Dr. Jonathan.